Well, good evening and welcome to this edition of Sell Your Own Product on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle, with the emphasis on lifestyle naturally, because that's what we're all about. It's a lifestyle. You know, a lot of people do private label, and that's fine, and they've got their way to doing it. But the way we teach it, the way we go is it's so you don't have to be labeling and packaging and all that. You source the product, send it to Amazon, and that's the way it should be, because you need to work smart, not to do all the work. You don't want the business to control you. You want to control the business. And believe me, I know, because I had a business for 20 some years that pretty much controlled me. And when I got ready to sell it, I couldn't really sell it for very much because I was the business. It all revolved around me. The way we're teaching you here is you're going to avoid that product. You're going to have a business that's going to be sellable. It's going to be business that people are going to want. See, people don't want to buy a job. They want to buy a business. And so that's what we're teaching you, business. Not when you're down doing everything, but you're setting it up so it all goes into Amazon and you don't touch it. You don't see it. And then Amazon just takes care of all the selling and all that, and then sends you, or not, they don't really send you a check. They just deposit money into your bank account every 2 weeks. Now, to me, that's the lifestyle I'm talking about. That's the private label lifestyle. But so much for that. That was a kind of a plug for the course, I guess. But tonight we're going to talk about the private label priorities. And, you know, because of these Google Hangouts that we do, and my YouTube account and everything like that, I get a lot of people that ask me questions and all that, and they always ask me stuff. They'll want to say, Terry, what do you think about? They'll give me a product. You know, what do you think about this product? Is that a good area to be in? And you know, my answer is it really doesn't make any area on Amazon is good to be in. If you're going to sell something that's high up there in the popularity, you don't want to get something that's 100,000. You're not going to sell very much. You want something that's first in the top 1,000 or something like that, and they're going to go and they're going to fly off the shelf. It has absolutely nothing to do with the category of the product in. It has altogether to do with the product itself and what you can buy it for and what you can sell it for, and how you promote the product. You know, they say when you take a product and you not copy it, because we teach you not to copy it, to take one product that's selling good on Amazon and make it better and make it your own under your own label on that. And when you do that, it's going to fly off the shelf. But now, like I say, tonight we're going to be talking about private label priorities. And so, like usual, I've got a slideshow presented for you that I made up and worked hard on it too. I want you to know that. But I enjoy doing this, and here it is. This is the private label priorities, and as you can see right there, the private label priorities are your path to success, and it's real simple. The quickest way to succeed and to get from point A to starting to point B when Amazon are depositing money in your account, the quickest way to get that is a straight line. But you know, the thing of it is, unfortunately, so many people today, this is what most people do. It looks like this. They start here at A and they go here and they decide, oh, maybe the checks I printed out aren't exactly the right checks. So they work on that, and they spend a couple of days messing around trying to decide the perfect logo to put on their check. And then they'll get here, and then here they decide, oh, their business card, they have to they don't have the right business card and all that. And so they spend the day here, and they get here, and they get back on track. And then by the time then they get over here, and they decide that something's not right about the label or their business name they picked out. They don't think that really works at that, so they do that, and they just keep going, and they all take these curves. Instead of going from point A to point B, they take all these detours, and the result of this is that half the time the people that start there and go through all this and everything like that never get to point B, because they're worn out, and they say, oh, this is too much work, this is too much to handle, too much to go through, so I'm not going to finish. I'm just going to hang this up. So what I'm trying to tell you is, one more time, the quickest way from point A to point B is a straight line, and that's by doing the priorities, doing your priorities in the order of what they're going to get you. Because like I say, point B is Amazon sending you a check, and you want to get there just as fast as you possibly be. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter. So let's go on. And so what are private label priorities? Okay, private label priorities are tasks that get you from startup to product selling on Amazon the quickest. It's just real simple. Not gonna, you know, lie to you and all that, and not to feed you a bunch of stuff or anything like that, because that's what it's all about. The quickest way that you can get from starting your Seller Central account to you get to the product selling on Amazon, and Amazon depositing that money into your account. That's what you want to do. And the heck with all the other stuff. So what are private labels priorities? Let's start it. Setting up the Seller Central FBA account. You need to do that. You need to do that right away, and believe me, anything is changeable. So don't worry about whether you're going to be a DBA or a LLC or a regular corporation or a subchapter S corporation or whatever it is. It doesn't make any difference. It is reversible. You can change that anytime you want. So don't worry about it. What's important is setting up that Seller Central account so you can send stuff to Amazon. And then the second thing is picking my first product. Pick that product. Yeah, we teach you with the product pickers worksheet to go through, pick about 20 down there, and narrow it down till you find the first product you want to send, and get that sucker ordered. Get that product ordered. You set up the packaging, and then you have your label made. And what do you do when you have your label made? You ship the rendering, the proof over to your manufacturer, if they're overseas somewhere or here in the States, wherever they're at, and have them make that label and get that label made and get that product packaged and get it on its way. So you order the product and then you ship it to Amazon. Basically, that's it. Once you ship that product to Amazon, the ball's in Amazon's court, and they're going to send it. Now, there's other things you can do to promote that product, and that's not part of this, what we're going to get into tonight. But once you ship that product to Amazon, the rest is up to Amazon, and that's where we want you to be. We want you to get that product into Amazon just as soon as you possibly can, because like I say, don't want things eating up your time. I don't want your you worrying about that first product or anything else. What can I tell you? The product is get that product to Amazon. So why are priorities so important? Because they keep us focused, and you got to have tunnel vision when you're doing it. Because if your email is like mine, and I unsubscribe I don't know how many times a day from different people, and I'll have that many more come in the next day with stuff. They've all got the latest and the greatest and everything, and stuff you just can't live without. That's all a bunch of nonsense. You need to keep focused on what you're doing. You need to do something productive every day for your business, whether that's just creating a link to one of your products, whatever it be, doing a new description, whatever it is. But you need to keep focused. Why are priorities so important? Because they eliminate busy work. We're going to get into busy work here in just a little bit, but busy work is well, I'll get into it, but just let me say they eliminate busy work, because if you're worried about your priorities, you don't have time to worry about the busy work. And they get us to the end the fastest, and that's what it's all about, getting that product to Amazon. That's what priority is about. That's what point B is, and that's all you should need to be worried about if you're just starting out and to get going. Though, you can take care of all the rest later. There's nothing that's not reversible. So once again, they get us to the end the fastest. So they keep us focused, they eliminate busy work, and they get us to the end the fastest. Okay, busy work versus productive work. What is busy work? Well, busy work is stewing around, worried about just so you get the perfect company name. The perfect company name. You stew about it, you ask your friends about it, you do this about it, you look up keywords, you do everything else to find that perfect product name. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, It doesn't make any difference. It's reversible. It takes about 2 seconds to change the company name in your Seller Central account. So don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to. In the same way with the brand name. Gosh darn it, I get people, Terry, what do you think about this brand name? What do you think about that? Guys, if it sounds good to you, it's going to be fine. You can run it by me. I don't mind, but it's not important. The brand name is not important. What's important is getting your first product to Amazon. So, and then busy work. What's busy work? Sole proprietorship or LLC. I know people that stew around on this for weeks at a time and worrying about it. Well, what if I do this or what if I do that? Folks, it doesn't make any difference. You know how long it takes to establish, if you're a sole proprietor now and you want to go to an LLC, do you know how much time it takes? Once you get the LLC, it probably takes about 5 minutes maybe to establish a new account, and then you can sell out the old one. It's not important, folks. None of this stuff is brand name. It takes less than that to change your brand name. Guys, it probably takes about 30 seconds to change your brand name. So what's more busy? Oh, the business card. My guy. Yes, you've got to have exactly the perfect business card to give out. Come on, folks. Business cards are not important. Getting your product to Amazon is important. Business cards are just a means to give out and impress your friends or something like that. Actually, as far as selling on internet, you probably don't even need a business card. But I know everybody, you don't feel complete unless you have a business card. So get your business card, but worry about it. Get your product into Amazon and then go out and create a business card. Chances are, as soon as you get the business card back from the printer, you're going to wish you'd put something else on it instead of what you got. So, like I say, don't worry about it. It's not important. So ship to Amazon or ship to myself. It's another thing when we get into this busy work. Well, guys, what if they do the wrong thing? What if this happens? What if this happens? Folks, have them send you a sample of exactly what they're going to send to Amazon. Have them send you a sample. You don't need to ship the whole order to yourself. That's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. It's going to add at least, it won't quite double your shipping costs, but it's going to probably a third or so by doing it that way. And plus you're going to lose another 2 to 3 weeks by doing that and getting it to Amazon. So what I tell you, ship to Amazon or ship yourself. You ship it to Amazon. We teach you in the program how to ship it to Amazon and how to get it there. So you don't have to touch it. You don't need to be wasting time bagging. You don't need to be wasting time labeling. You should be spending that time picking out your second and third your product and that. You want to get your products to Amazon and get them selling. And then busy work. Is everything perfect? Folks, everything could be perfect today, and I guarantee you by tomorrow it won't be perfect because Amazon's going to change something. You're going to change something. You say something you forgot, and you wish you'd put it in there and everything like that. So it's not going to be. So don't worry about it. What's the chances of you getting everything perfect? I think 0, because it's just not going to be. Like I say, even if you did get it perfect within half a day or so, it would be imperfect because you'd think of something else. So for guys' sakes, busy work was productive work. Do productive work and forget about the busy work. This is one more time, what's busy work? That's worrying about the company name, worrying about the brand name, worried about whether it should be a sole proprietor LLC, your business card, the right business card, ship to Amazon or ship to myself. Is everything perfect? Come on, folks. It doesn't make any difference whether it's perfect or not. Get the product to Amazon. Get your priorities in order. You want to get from point A to point B just as soon as you possibly can. So what is productive work? Well, it's just the opposite of what the busy work was. What is productive work? It's setting up your Seller Central account. Takes about maybe, you might, the first time you did it, it might take 20 minutes, something like that. I don't think it really takes that long, but it might. By the time you read over everything, your first time, it probably would. So, but picking your first product. Like I say, in the course, we give you that product pickers worksheet where you pick out about 20 products and then them down to the 2 or 3 you decide, and then you sort of try your sources, find out who you get your best deal with, and get that product ordering. You pick your product, so then you can set up your packaging. Once you pick the product, you can set up the packaging. Ask the manufacturer what kind of packaging he's used. If he's using a bag, ask him if we can go to a box. Why do you want to go to box? Because you want to send a love letter to your customer in there. There's a lot of things you can do with a box that you can't do with polybagging. And let's face it, guys, a box looks a heck of a lot nicer. And what do we teach you? We teach you anything you can do to add to the perceived value of the product is gold. And that's what we're talking about here. So set up the packaging, have a label design, give to the manufacturer. You don't want to be putting labels on. You want that manufacturer to put it on. He puts it on for all his products. He'll put it on for yours. He might charge you a penny or two to put it on. So what? You want it. You want that label. They want that product to go from that manufacturer right straight to Amazon. So have the label design and give to the manufacturer. He'll tell you what format he wants. Well, because sometimes over in Korea they use different formats for the rendering or for the designer to use. You tell the designer and he'll give it to you in that format. You give it to the manufacturer and get those labels made. And then just as soon as you do that, you order the product. And what do you do with the order of the product? You ship the product to Amazon. One more time, you order the product and you ship the product to Amazon. If you're worried about it not being perfect, have them send you a sample. But for God's sakes, don't be sending all the product over to you. And then you receive it, which is going to cost you a lot more in shipping, because instead of sending that product once it gets in the States or whatever, instead of sending that product right to Amazon, they're going to have to ship it way to you. And if you live down here in Florida like me, no matter where I ship to, it's expensive. And even if you live right next to an Amazon fulfillment center, I guarantee you when they tell you where to send it, it's not going to be next to you. Oh boy, I am getting tongue-tied. It's not going to be to the fulfillment center that's next to you. It's going to be one clear across the country or something else. So once those products hit the States, you have your forwarder, send them right to Amazon. If they're coming already boxed and ready for Amazon with the labels on, they send them right to Amazon. And we teach in the course how to do that. It's not that difficult. Matter of fact, it's pretty darn simple. So you order the product and have it shipped to Amazon. That's productive work, folks. That's there. There's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to get your product to Amazon. That's all there is. You don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. The business cards or your LLCs or your DBAs or whatever, that can all be changed. This is what you need. You need to get your product to Amazon. I help people to tell me, all the time they're looking and they want to know how to figure camel. They haven't even got a product in here yet, but yet they're worried about camel. Come on, folks, get your product to Amazon. So busy work, so the object of the whole thing is of the course of you selling on Amazon is to make money. If you're not making money, we're going to lose you, folks. We're going to lose you. If you're not making money, you're going to get tired. You're going to get burnt out. You're not making any money. We're going to lose you. And I don't want that to happen. I want to see you making money. I want to see a smile on your face. I want to see a smile on your spouse's face when they look at you and look at pride at you when they got that money coming in, money that you can take to the bank, money you can spend, money you can buy more product with, whatever you're going to do with it. But you're making money, and that's what it's all about. You're going to feel so much better about yourself. You're going to feel much better about your business. Your spouse is going to feel better about it. Your spouse is going to be more supportive. So let's get that. The purpose of every action you take should be to get that product to Amazon. And that's it. So don't sweat the small things. Get the product to Amazon. And that's exactly what we're talking about. I'm not going to go through it again like the business cards and the what type of corporation and what this and that. It's all something that can be changed later on. And like I say, when you change it, a day after you change it, you're going to realize that you forgot something else and wish you would have added that anyway. So don't worry about it. Don't sweat the small things. Get the product to Amazon. And then nothing is concrete. All can be changed. Excuse me just a minute. I got a drink of water here. And you know what I mean? Like I say, nothing is set in stone. And everything we do, it all can be changed. and you're going to want to change it. Just like any corporation, look, they change labels every. Sometimes they'll change it a couple times a year, or maybe even more often than that. There's nothing concrete in this business because trends change, styles change, and everything else. So don't worry about it. Just do your best and get it in. Remember, get the product to Amazon. And I'll tell you that one more. Remember, get the product to Amazon. That's what it's all about. It's about from going from A to B, and you get your product to Amazon. So with that said, that's about all for that. I'm going to get over here. I am going to put on the question and answer thing. It's going to be over here in the right. It's up here right now, so we'll entertain questions. I'll keep talking here for a while, but shoot me your questions. If you got any questions about private label priorities, you got questions about anything to do with private label, wholesale on that, why, I'll be glad to answer them. We've got, oh man, we only used 21 minutes. I guess I run. Oh, by the way, look at the back here. As I think some of you know, that I sold my house, and we're down to, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, we're going to be out of here. That's the last day. It's the 28th is the, well, actually the 29th is closing, so we're going to have to be out by the night of the 28th so we can go to closing the next morning and hand over the keys and go. And the problem is we still don't have another house to go to. We've put offers in a couple and we haven't got them, so we're gonna, it looks like what we're gonna do is do a summer rental someplace for June, July, and August. Rent a place and go from there, because that way if we buy something, then we can tell them we'll close at the end of August or end of July or whatever, and we're going to go from there. But so my place is tore up. If you can see, it was usually nice. I took most of my labeling platform and all that down. As you know, I talk about not labeling, and I believe me, I know from experience what it's like, because as last year, the reason that was there, we were doing wholesale, we were doing labeling, and especially in food, we're putting the extra label on and everything and all that kind of stuff. And believe me, folks, that is work. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not against work. I'm not against work. But I think when you do work that you don't have to do, I think that's what I call busy work. How much would you send your product to Amazon, Amazon sells you, Amazon deposits money in your account? How much simpler is that than you shipping the product to yourself, which is going to cost you a lot more money, and then you're going to have to sit and take that product and you're going to have to label it. You're going to have to, if it's a food item, we talked about the other day, some of the new requirements are coming out. They're coming out with, sometimes you're going to have a third label, so that you're putting 1, 2, 3 labels on it. You're bundling together, whatever you're doing. Folks, like I say, I'm not against work, but that is a lot of extra work. And I'm not against bundles, don't get me wrong, but when you're shipping it to you and you're cutting down on your ROI, you're cutting down on your margins, you're doing busy work, and there's no reason for it. No reason for it. Like I say, guys, I see we got quite a few in the audience tonight, so don't be bashful. Let's put your questions up here. I'll be glad to answer them. I mean, I'll keep talking here for a little while, but gosh, we've got a long time to go. And I think last week was that I did a little dance, or I sang last week, yes. And I scared off a few people when I started singing. Yeah, I got a count down here of how many people wanted, and I started singing, and I think I scared some off. So anyway, you don't want to hear me sing, but I'm showing you my mess back there. As you can see, I wish I could show the phone over there. The big shelf is all gone. I've got a few more things to take down and get that all up and get everything packed. I packed up all the bags, and I've got them in the boxes and all that, and getting going, because next week we're going to have a moving sale, so I got to get stuff out there and the shelf set up for that moving sale. And then the week after that, we've got the pod coming in. We got to load the pod, and we're going to get out of Dodge. So what can I tell you? We're staying right around the same area. We're just downsizing. We've got a fairly good sized house, and we've got a guest house, and we've got a little over an acre. And I'm gonna tell you, like I say, I'm 72. I'm worked all my life and all that. And I just want to start taking it easy, and I don't want to have to worry about that. We've got a big pool and all that, and it's time to let go of that for me and my wife, just to get us a nice little bungalow where we can cuddle and enjoy each other, and that's what life's all about, you know. And I do these. I love doing these, you know. So and teaching the course and working with Amazon sellers, and doing some selling myself, some private label. Still do a little wholesale every once in a while. Well, not every once in a while. I still do some wholesale and do the private label. So that's what it's all about, guys, folks. One more time, drum roll here. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Don't be bashful. Just put your questions up there, and I will be glad to answer them. With that being said, I'm going to have some water. Let me see. There was not much happening this week. I'll be honest with you. I've been busy doing this, so I haven't done as much research as I probably should. I'm trying to think what Google. They did come out with something new. Well, I think what I talked to last week about, you're going to be automatically being able to sell on Amazon Canada. Now, when you get a Seller Central account and you get your stuff in there, they're going to give you the opportunity to automatically sell on Amazon Canada. Google announced that a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think it's active yet. I haven't seen it. They said it's coming soon, so be prepared for it if you got your account, which should be kind of neat, because I've got one wholesale supplier in Canada that I use, and so it should be really nice. As a matter of fact, I think one of their distribution warehouses is right down from his warehouse, so that should work out good. I know I hear that Amazon Canada is not near as busy, productive, or what do you want to call it, as Amazon USA, because it's a lot bigger and all that. But still, I mean, if you got product, you might as well get some and get it into Canada, and go from that. So like I say, that's going to be automatic, coming up very soon. Let me see what else. There was something else, and I should have wrote it down and made notes, and I apologize, because we've really been busy getting ready for the move and everything. So probably haven't paid as much attention to it as I should. And then plus last weekend, I don't know if you know, my daughter got married, and I should have had a picture. Gosh darn it, I apologize. I should have had a picture of that. See me up there with my daughter and all that. It was kind of a neat time. We did a pig. Like I say, we got a big yard here, an acre and a so we did a pig in the backyard. We had all the good stuff, you know, side dishes and all that, and beer, of course, naturally, and all that. We had a great time. It was a good wedding. Got a really neat son-in-law. What more could I ask for? What can I tell you? I just really appreciated that, and you guys don't want to hear about myself. Put some questions, and I'll be glad to answer questions. Ask your audience to submit questions, and they will appear below. I'm asking you guys, please, here, you know, what can I tell you? Or I might cut this short here, Ling, because I can tell you a little bit about. I can tell you about the wedding. I think, like I say, I didn't prepare anything about Google News this week. I'm trying to think. I was looking over here to see if I got. This place is actually a mess, because like I say, we're moving, we're getting ready. And so with that being said, I'll tell you about it. I will do another broadcast next Thursday night, as far as I know, unless something comes up. I will, but the week after that, which is the week of Memorial Day and all that, I will not do it, because the would be on the 28th, which is the night before we sell the house. We have to be out, and I know I'm not going to have everything cooked up. We haven't even found the place yet, so it's probably not going to be hooked up, and I'm not even going to try. It would just be wasteful. So that weekend, or the 28th, I will not have a Google Hangout that time. That's one of the first ones we've missed in a long time. So what can I tell you? And I see we just have a question up here. So let's see what we got. Select it right here. Oh, it's Don. Just got our second private label delivered here today. and third item coming next week. Wow, give that. That is neat, Don. That is neat. Tell you what, that's Don and Bonnie Schaefer. They got their third private label item coming. They're on a roll. You're going to see him on the might be the first one to make it to the Marco Polo Club. We haven't talked too much about the Marco Polo Club, but Marco Polo Club is for those that are doing better than 50,000 a month. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some traveling overseas and as a group, and do some sourcing overseas, over China, over in Taiwan, just wherever we decided we want to go. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because it's really not relevant to right now. It's for most of people, it's a little ways off, but Don's getting up there. I'm telling you, that's neat. Don and Bonnie, you guys are doing great. So, what can we tell you? Just got, oh, and we got our first product reinstated 2 days ago. Congratulations. He had some night, once again, I'm going to have Don on here, and he can tell his story or something like that, because I don't know the exact, all of it. I know part of it, and I don't want to get it goofed up, so I'll wait and let him tell you. But he went through a kind of a rough time because somebody jumped on his, I think he got some complaints in that, but like I say, I will let him tell you about it one of these nights. Don is a great guy. He's been on the show with me 2 or 3 other times here, and just a heck of a good guy. So what can I tell you? And he's a young man too. You know, what can I tell you? Just starting out, you know, great guy. So Don, that's fantastic. Well, wait, let's see what we got here. We got another. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You know, I did this and I didn't really rely this one here. And this is, Don says, he just got our first product reinstated 2 days ago. And that's what I was trying to tell you about. And some night I'm going to have him on and let him tell you about it. So that's neat, Don. That's neat. You guys are doing really good. Doing really good. Matter of fact, I need to get on the ball. As soon as I get moved, I'm going to get a couple more private label products, because I've got some that I think I've told you before that I'm retiring, mainly because of the weight issue. Some of the ones I got, they're with the new weight, not restrictions, but the new weight things that UPS and everything have got. Of course, they're heavy enough that they come by boat, but still, it's getting cost prohibitive to do some of that. And so I'm going to eliminate some of my product. So I need to get some more products in there, and just as soon as I get moved, which is going to be in another 2-3 weeks, and we're going to start getting some other private label products in there to replace the ones that we're going to discontinue. So that'd be it. And Don says he'd be glad to do it. Yes. Wait a minute. I should have. There we go. Glad to do it. Yes. And you all know Don. Like I say, he's a neat guy. And we got to get Bonnie on here one of these nights. Don says Bonnie is kind of bashful and everything like that, but we're going to have to get her on her, because she's a neat person. And some of her comments on the forums and that, why she knows what she's doing, and she's a man, sticks right behind Don. That's really neat. And just looking forward to it. Don, we're going to have you, and we're going to get Bonnie on. Just tell her I said it. We have to do it that way. What can I tell you? All right, folks. That's it. How about some other questions? Anybody got some other questions? I just think, Don, you're doing great. And what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Okay. Let me see. Like I say, I can't think of too much. So, guys, come on, ask me some questions here. QCS, they opened their doors, and I think they're sold out. I knew they sold out the first. They've got what they got, a tier section, what they call their important seats up in front. They sold those out within a couple hours, something like that. And last I heard, they had a few left, but I think they're probably all gone. That's Jim Cochran. That's his yearly get-together. I've been to the last 2. I'm not going to make it this year. I've got some other stuff going on, and with all the moving, and that's right about the time that we're going to, if we we get this. We're going to get a seasonal rental, and it's going to be up right about that time. So I decided that this year I'm just going to have to miss it. I know it's a heck of a lot of fun. I have a great time going to it, and some of the people you meet are going to be friends for your life when you go to something like that. But this time I'm going to have to miss it. So hopefully they'll have something else. Sometimes they have some other things during the year, but Jim Cochran's CES conference is is a neat thing. I like Jim Cochran. He puts on a very, very, very informative get together. I guess you can't. I don't know exactly what you call it. It's just a great group when he gets together. So wait a minute. We got another question from Don. He said, I'm using PPC, but seems like no matter what I bid, I'm using pay-per-click, but seems like no matter what I bid, I don't see as a sponsored ad. I'm not quite sure I follow you, Don. I'm sorry. I'm using PPC, but seems like no matter what I bid, I don't see as a sponsored ad. How are you in the rating? Well, it's your private label product. There shouldn't be anybody competing against you. Well, in your category, how do you rank in there? You know what I mean? I mean, if you got some competition, not for the same product, I understand that, but unless they would, what about it if you put your product name in the searches? How do you come up? You should come up number one then, right? If you use your total product name, you should come up. And see, you see on page 1 the ads on the bottom. Oh, I'm still, you see on page 1 the ads on the bottom. Yes, those are the sponsored ones. No, I understand. I guess I'm drawing a blank. Don, you want to come on? If I give you a link real quick, I can probably send it. Well, I'd have to go get your address. Probably not real quick. Let me see if I can put this. Let me grab this right here. Copy. Where am I? Got right here. I'm going to turn my. I'll be back in just a minute, folks. This will put a thing up here, and I will be back in a minute. No. There. Don, right under the thing where it says say something on the question and answer, I'm going to put a link, or anybody else wants to join me, they're sure welcome to come in. No, paste. Okay, I can see that's a link to come inside the Google Hangout, and it'll come up right underneath your screen. There should be where it says say something. It's going to come up here in a minute, and then if you want to click on that, but if you do that, shut off the volume. I mean the voice on this screen, and then you'll be all right on the next one. So I hope that makes sense. Now I can't get back. Where am I at? Hold on a minute, folks. Oh, what can I tell you? Here I am. Never mind. Now do this back on. Turn it back on. Okay, there you go. I'm back here, and hopefully Don is going to be coming on. Or like I say, if anybody would like to join me inside, all you people, there's enough people on here tonight that if you want to join me, we'll have a talk right inside the thing. All I can say is if you use that link, click the link, but put your volume down on this page, because when you get to another one, you're going to pick up yourself and you're going to it's not going to sound great. So but anyway, you are welcome to come up here and here, let's get this music. All right, Don's saying usually you can bid for the ad to be on page 1 even if you're on page 3 or worse. Yes, but those would be on the ads to the right, not the ones underneath. I don't know if that's what you mean, but that's don't see the link, huh? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. We're going right back here to. It should be right under your screen where it says say something. It's shared. I put it in there. I can go. Oh man, by the time I go, because I don't know your email address by hand, it'd take me a while to get there, Don. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. I'm sorry. But it's right underneath the screen. There's this place where you can put your you could put questions, you could put comments or something like that. It's right there. And let me come back, turn this on. I don't, and I should have set this up. Don't see the links. Don't see the link. Don, I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, right on the left. I'm sorry. What can I tell you? Question. Can I question. Okay, yeah, no problem. We'll get together sometime. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could put it up here, but it's on the main screen. You click to watch the Hangout. Right underneath that, there's a little section down there, and I put the link down there. I don't. Maybe it's not coming out. I've tried it before, and it worked that way, but maybe not. I apologize. And like I say, for you, I'd have to go and find your. I don't know by hand, and to put it in, and so it'd take me too much time to get it on. So, so folks, how about anybody else out there? Some more questions. Like I say, we're having, I'm open. Be glad to answer any questions. Having a good time. But Don, I think that the thing of it is, the sponsored ads would be on the right of the listing. If you type in the name of your the classification of your product, you type that in, you come in, and it'll give you the things down below. But then the sponsored ads are the ones that are on the right, and you should be up there, not down below. You should be up there if you paid for it on the paid section. So I hope that explains it. What can I tell you? Well, I don't see any more questions, guys. Come on. Like I say, you don't want me to sing like I did last week. My wife thought I was nuts. Anyway, she knows how I can sing. So what can I tell you? What can I tell you? All right, guys. Well, it's 8:45. What did Don say? Correct? Yes. Currently answering correct. Yes, Don. I can't sing. What can I tell you? Maybe sometime we can get you and me and Bonnie and we could have a great time. We could do a little quartet, a little soft shoe, something like that. Well, we'd be fine. So Oh guys, how about? So we got some plenty more viewers out there. You guys surely must have some questions. Be glad to answer them. I don't know. Otherwise, I just keep talking, and you're going to get bored to death for too long. So what can I tell you? Here's a question here. It's Don again. Not on though. We will call Seller Central and see what happened. Okay. All right. Oh, I'll click it so it gets up there. Not on though. We will call Seller Central and see what happens. Yeah, sometimes that's the best. You got a pretty good track record of getting through Seller Central too, with that, with the problems you had on your first product, and getting it reinstated. And that they ought to know you by name over there. So they'll probably say, "Here comes another one from Don." So what can I tell you? Or I guess you didn't go through Seller Central. You went through the other place over there. So anyway, what can I tell you? Okay, folks, I think that's about it. Nobody seems to be answering any more questions. I'm available. If not, why, we're going to cut it short, because I've got a lot of work to do. As you can't see over there that whole place, but I've got boxes stacked up over here, and my table and everything's gone. My bags are all in boxes, getting ready to go out. So what can I tell you? So with that said, I guess I'm going to see you. Like I say, we're going to do one next week, and then the week after that, we're not going to do anything, because that's the week I'm moving. And matter of fact, that's the day I'm moving, the 28th. So I just don't see how I can tear everything apart, get everything set up and all that in time for to have a Google Hangout. So we're just going to miss that week, and I'm going to take it easy. Yes, Don just said seller performance. Yes. I was having a brain, you know what, but it's seller performance. Don has been working with them, got the product reinstated, and I think that's really great, because these people, if you treat them right with Amazon, they want you to succeed, but a lot of times they just they've got rules like everything else, and so you just need to work with them and work till you get it done. So, and usually you can get it done. So if you're in the right, they'll eventually own up to it and change it. So with that said, I guess I shall see you next week. If you've got any topics you would like for us to cover or something like that, I would love to hear from you. Send me an email at terryshire@google.com, and or on my YouTube channels, just send me a question, or on the Google Hangout, send me a question. Or if you go to the website is privatelabelselling.com. Go there and leave me a message there or wherever, and I'll get it. And if you want something specially covered, we'd be glad to cover it for you. So like I say, I enjoy doing these. We do them every week. So with that being said, I'm going to stop the broadcast now, and we shall see you next week. I thank you all for joining, and have a good night.